the Earthshakers at, man? What is this?
Yeah, they're hiding. Just completely
Did you watch the TNT game?
Begins.
I saw some clips of it. I didn't watch the entire game. The Morphling Earthshaker, yeah?
Yeah, it was insane. They just both double
Matthew dead?
Mix Assassin, Matthew, yup.
Yeah,
Waiting for that rune.
Done for.
Yeah, the sad thing is he didn't even get it.
And the Timbersaw wasn't able to sneak the other one either. He was too close to his tier 1. So both up top go Thunder Predator's way. And it looks like both down bottom go to the Dire team. And next Assassin moves bot. Look at this lane setup.
Yeah, they're actually going to be aggro traveling here. They're going to get the Ursa to TP top against the Timber. And Ursa is kind of just like hiding in the trees, pretending like, oh, hey, I walked here. I didn't TP. But to be honest, you can see that he only has 2 TPs left on his his TP slots.
Yeah, they know.
Yep.
They absolutely do. So what's the purpose for this? Is it just to try and get the tide away from the Ursa warrior?
Yeah, I mean, they just want the Ursa against the Timbersaw. That's it, the matchup.
Okay.
Just say they want to get the tide away from the Ursa.
Oh, sorry, the Timber, not the tide. 2 heroes with a T at the beginning. My brain.
Yeah, they
get the Timber away from his teammates.
Away from each other. Yeah. What is Frank? Frank is just like chilling so long up here under a ward, pretending like, oh, I'm so smart. They don't know I TP'd. I
walked here also.
Yep. But hey, if he clicks here, you can see that he TP'd. It doesn't really look like they have any intentions of TPing the Timber straight to bottom right now, which they probably should have done.
He's already taken a big chunk of damage. Half HP, Maledict coming. He's got Timber Chain to create a bit of a gap away from the Witch Doctor and the Ursa. There's a lot of lane swaps. Mid lane's going to stay the same though. Shadow Fiend up against Ember Spirit. Leo versus Darkmago. Shadow Fiend already 11-1, and this is a straight-up Shadow Fiend favored matchup. No doubt about it.
Definitely. And this hero is just absolutely incredible against Ember, not only in the laning stage, but later on. Ember, a hero who wants to go really deep into the team fights, and with that presence of the Dark Lord and the amount of physical damage they have coming from Thunder Predator, it's going to be really hard to do.
And you can pretty much burst through that Flame Guard. No matter what's going on.
I would actually like to see a hybrid build from the Shadow Fiend, not only all-inning onto the magic damage. I think just having a little bit more physical damage will take him a long way in this draft.
Do you want to do that through talents or itemization?
I definitely both itemization. Like you go like Blink, Yules, BKB, that's all good. And then after that, maybe we can see like potentially Butterfly or Scotty or something. Okay. For some a little bit of right clicks, but you probably end up doing it, right? Like he's just gonna go Hex and Arcane Blink. All the Shadow Fiends want to be cool.
The cooldown reduction talent at 25 is pretty damn nice for that build, that's for sure. But yeah, it's something you can do with SF, right? With the talents, both sides of the tree, you've got Spell Amp, you've got the Shadow Race damage, then the other side's attack speed, damage per soul. You can definitely change things up whichever way you want to head.
Matthew coming in for the D ward here, but not gonna get it. Darkmago, no mana, no HP, 25 gold to bottle. Oh, Matthew.
Oh, cancelled.
Woo. That's rough.
How did he know? Oh, he's got that ward up there. He sees it. He's dropping mangoes on the floor. Man, this Shadow Fiend always reminds me of old bottom lane. Nah, HFN's fine. Yeah. SF always reminds me, especially when South American teams are playing it, of Frankfurt Major with Team Unknown, where they were one of the first teams that showed off dropping items, spamming the symbols, taunt, getting in the faces of their enemy, you know, tilting them.
Haste.
Guarding up that bottom rune, Matthew takes the haste away from MoOz.
It's quite disrespectful, to be honest, but you know, it's their swag.
It's real funny.
They gotta do.
Well, they might think that MJZ plopped a ward up on that high ground. Witch Doctor's lurking around mid lane, just following back the Cottle. So you've got Ursa versus Timbersaw in a straight 1v1. Timber's level 4 though against a 3 Ursa.
Since he was in the safe lane, it's a much better lane for the Timber. He can just drive the creeps into the tower, get the XP. And he was against 2 heroes, so he got a little bit more XP as well than the Ursa for the time being. But once MNZ is like level 4, I think it'll get much harder.
Oh, with the help of the Witch Doctor. push Oscar out of the lane.
Dude, they're really bringing a lot of heroes for this Shadow Fiend. And Frank is like, I mean, Leostyle is like, sure, let me go here.
Yeah, 3v1 mid lane. SF just, yeah, I'll go jungle. I've got a bottle to refill with bounty runes. Timing works out for me.
Got a Shadow Shaman on his own here.
Yeah, he was trying to snipe some bounties near that ancient camp. Kotal, Nyx, they've got another stun in a couple of seconds. There's no chance for a TP out from MoOz. He's going to buy as much time as he possibly can. Unfortunately for him, though, it does give the kill over to HFN's Medusa. But that's 3 heroes that have left that bottom lane for a significant amount of time. Frank's going to be super happy about that.
Bit of space for him. So, speaking of like this physical damage build, you can also go kind of. Oh,
yeah, it looks like he's dead.
He is dead.
So many Fury swipes stacked up. Go ahead, Thieben.
I was gonna say that they got level 4 on the Ursa and they can scale up that Earth Shock. The physical damage build on Shadow Fiend looks a lot like, you know, the Sanjay Nyasha, Power Treads, BKB, and just like,
oh my god.
Yeah, Darkmago, she's given up on life.
Yeah, I was watching that and then my brain didn't quite understand what was happening. I thought maybe the Ember Spirit had some friends coming, looked at the map, nothing's there, just stands his ground and fights the SF. But once you get into that position where you're in short raise range and you're on that low HP, if you try to run, you're gonna die to the other raises anyway, I think.
Exactly, and he's got as many denies as Ember has lasted, so.
Well, they'll get MoOz again bottom. Kotal, Nyx, and the Mystic Snake out from HFN to clear him up. And Medusa's not doing too badly down here. Got the treads, the Wraith Band, but she's definitely a hero that needs a lot of time to sit back, farm jungle, a bit of space to be made for her in this 10 to 15 minute period of the game.
Yeah, and the problem she's gonna face is this Yule's Shadow Fiend that's gonna be running at her really early on.
Is Darkmago in trouble again?
Darkmago. Oh.
The next assassin's coming to help him. He pops the fairy fire. The remnants forward. Leostyle turns with another raise and the Witch Doctor TP rotation. Darkmago, not the lane that he wanted. 0-2, 21 CS. Whew.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. He had a fairy fire too on the Shadow Fiend, ready to go.
Yep.
Level 8 SF. Ember just got level 6. Like, just got level 6.
And yeah, going back to the kind of Medusa point and how you're trying to play around her, Ember Spirit is meant to be that active hero that's creating some of the space for her, isn't he? How can he do it after being dominated so hard in the lane? Well, we'll create a bit of space top, maybe, onto the Ursa, but a good cast, Maledict, hold back the Timbersaw. So close to sniping out MNZ. Nyx still wants to go for it with a mana burn? Yeah, that's not doing enough. Can Ember, without CS, carry a game? Can he create space for his Medusa?
He's gotta get some kills on support to get himself back in the game, that's for sure. He doesn't have any skills into the Flame Guard, so his jungle potential is non-existent. These stacks don't mean anything to him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, oh, nice little jump away. MNZ just earth shocks out with that stun. We'll go on the Witch Doctor instead. Does land the Maledict on the Timbersaw. Chakram clears him up. MJZ down, but the rotation in from the Ember Spirit. Now looking for the Ursa, but he gets the chains only on the Shadow Shaman. Still diving. Darkmago keeping the Ursa away from there. They turn with the stun and the Illuminate comes. Take him down, but a big ravage from Frank. Catches the Nyx and Timber. Ember somehow sidestepped it with his haste, but Shadow Fiend offers so much damage. Darkmago, haste has expired now, so he's kind of stuck here. Does he have a remnant out? He does, just to the high ground. Leostyle's still chasing forward. They want them all. Timbersaw has escaped. Darkmago makes his way out of there too. And a bottle refill for Leo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you use the Ravage to kill only 2 supports. You've lost 2 supports on Thunder Predator as well. A pretty even engagement, but with that Ravage being on cooldown, it's going to give a little bit of freedom for NoPing. And on top of that, the Medusa was just farming the whole time. So that was like a 4v5 from NoPing there.
Kind of an unusual place to take a team fight between tier 1 and tier 2 in that top lane. But that's Darkmago. Ember Spirit, he's level 6, created space for his Medusa, obviously, with the rest of the team as well.
And the Timber, since he wasn't like completely destroyed in the lane, he's actually providing a little bit of power in this early game and stopping the Tidehunter from running at this top lane and taking that tower as well. I actually want to see Leostyle kind of just push mid out and just get this Yules and go top lane and help this Ursa take that objective.
Get that tier 1. Looks like Ursa's doing a pretty good job on his own. MJZ, level 3 Maledict, making short work of him, while at the top rune spot, Leostyle faking out the Requiem. Forces Ember away. Darkmago, though.
Got an arcane rune, though.
Yeah.
He's happy boy. That's the first time he's got something going his way, the arcane rune. And this tower push top could be halted by the level 7 Ember Spirit. You cannot underestimate this Ember at all right now with the arcane rune.
Yeah, with maxed out Slight, a couple of points in chains. Pretty insane chase power as well. Nobody's coming top though. Ursa's got a catapult wave. MJZ is level 6 now, so the death ward out. MoOz still level 5. About a wave away from hitting 6. Would love to have serpent wards to go and finish off one of these towers. Cottle just going to sit mid and illuminate blast it out, while the rest of the squad playing into the Medusa lane.
Smoke up.
Hunting for Tidehunter, who walks towards the HFN, but look at the dive from Matthew. Straight under the trees, the break, the hits come in. TPs from the Radiant. Witch Doctor, he's just going to be stranded now. MGC's just, he's been left, he's been ditched. No way we're going in to help that one. Just trade towers, boys. Let them have bottom lane and we'll get the top one.
Yeah, okay, top and middle
Top of the mid lane. Yeah, you're right, MoOz. He comes in. Swings pretty hard. The shackle's there. Final hit
miss.
from Leo.
Uphill miss.
Oh, unfortunate for them. Pandaboo very happy as they're able to turn on the Shadow Shaman now. Timbersaw and Ember Spirit with that arcane rune you mentioned gets a double kill. Darkmago from bottom into mid, and now, oh, the Requiem. Leostyle can't get it off. Stunned up. Chain disabled, and NoPing. They're straight back into this game after a devastating laning stage. They look pretty hot.
They got so much gold from that last fight. That arcane rune just absolutely destroyed it. Oh, Ursa wants to stack.
He's not getting this. Large and medium.
Just put his hand in the cookie jar.
Is it going to get bitten off? They're trying. He's one
stack, man.
He's 1v4, and they're kind of scared. Witch Doctor's being.
Give it to them.
Give me the XP at the very least. Come on.
Oh man. He feels so good on HB, dude. He's got a Manta.
At 12 minutes, really?
Yeah, he just needs like 200 gold.
Jeez. Yeah, he buys
He's got a Manta.
He's got it.
Yeah, that's just like a creep wave away. He's so gigantic now. But yeah, that TP bottom when the Tidehunter's getting gone on was just absolutely horrible. It wasted like 3 seconds of their time, and all those TPs, all they really had to do was just go mid, go top, if they want to commit so many heroes down there. You can't fight into the Arcane Rune Ember plus the Timbersaw as a Tide.
It's impossible.
You cannot tank against that.
Oh, he's a cheeky one, isn't he? They've got a really good observer ward, which does just get sentryed out, but they were toying with that Ursa.
The way that NoPing is playing is kind of impressive, to be honest, in this kind of game. Like, their level of aggression and playing so far ahead that Thunder Predator have no opportunity to go to the Medusa and stop her farm. And now she's got to a Manta style. Like, her net worth is ridiculous at the moment.
It really is a prime example of offense being the best defense, isn't it? Like, they're behind in the laning stage. They are not in a great place to sit back and AFK farm. They can't catch up in that regard as individual heroes. So the four-man kind of blockade moving forward to stop the advance of the Radiant, and yeah, like you say, anywhere near the Medusa has been a great showing from NoPing. Now, just grouping up around her. It's 14 minutes in. They are 5-manning, killing off Witch Doctor, scouting out Roshan to make sure Ursa isn't inside the pit, taking up this Radiant Triangle area to clear out some stacks that have been made. Oh, but what does TP do? They're just running away trying to find space of their own. They're now on the back foot.
The game just turned so quickly. I mean, it all started with this TP plays bottom and dying with the Shadow Fiend and the Shaman mid, making their action much slower than it should have been. And then all of a sudden, this aggression from NoPing looks so good.
Another catch.
Shadow
Shaman, yeah. Requiem's coming out. Next assassin feared up, and the Timbersaw under all the razors and the Maledict. A Ravage as well. Frank, my goodness. Made sure that Timber died. A Yule's up catches this Ember Spirit. He's got himself no mana remaining. Bottling himself up, 10-1 charges. The Chakra Magic, that fills him right up.
Slight.
Another slight chains immediately off from the Kraken Shell.
No, he's going Desolator on Ember. No.
What do you want? You want a Maelstrom? You want BKB?
There's a lot of builds in Dota that I wouldn't say a lot. There's a few builds in Dota I dislike, and this Ember Desolator is one of them.
It tickles you the wrong way.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Is it something you've encountered in your pubs? You've lost games?
No. It just looks awful.
Oh, nice play.
The idea is
Yours into Hex. They've got the shackles, the razors. Really well timed there. Made sure he couldn't remnant out. Well, bottom, they do get a catch onto Matthew. He sprints out. The Medusa now moves in with a Stone Gaze going. Matthew still dies. As Ursa,
he cancel TP.
You're right.
On his own.
Trying to leave this Ursa to run back. Timbersaw. Straight on top of him, but a good little clap down to low ground as he TP's top. Really strong sweeping moves from NoPing. Like it really is dictating where Thunder Predator can go because they're playing literal 5-man Dota right now. And Leostyle Shadow Fiend trying to skirt the edges of this Timbersaw's initiation with a Chakram. He gets in on top of HFN. He's walking back into them because Darkmago closed him off for the chain forward now onto MJZ. He's got a Maledict, but I don't think Oscar cares because he's got a Remnant in the Ember Spirit. Darkmago's back in. 5-3-2 on the Ember Spirit after getting shredded in lane. Now he's dominating. Look at him. MoOz and the other one. Oh my god, they're just getting kill after kill, one by one. Thunder Predator feed away the lead they had.
Wow. They just got ran at. Like, NoPing just not stopping. Yeah, they got this Manta. It just buys an ult Europe and just run at them. Typically, you see Deuces continue to farm, be like, oh, I don't have anything to keep up with them, guys. Let me farm some more. HFN doesn't care. He's running at you.
And that was something specifically Bowie was worried about, right? Was HFN having him on the team and focusing on heavily farming. HFN really breaking out of the mold this game.
No, I'm telling you, NoPing in this game, they're on some like honeymoon phase. Like this is some crazy stuff going on right now. Last time we watched them play, they were not playing like this.
Yeah, it's like HFN said, "I'm ready," and the whole team has rallied. Like they just rallied around him. Jeez Louise.
Dire are scanning.
What does TP want to get up to? They've got Ravage back, Requiem ready. They don't have max souls though, and that's something always worth pointing out. Every time Shadow Fiend dies, he's got that grace period where he needs to clear out, several waves or several jungle camps.
He's actually got a BKB soon on the SF. That's gonna be pretty nice. Needs another 1,000, couple hundred gold.
And it felt like he desperately needed it. Like we talked about it early on in the game. Yule's BKB probably going to be his option. Darkmago gets the chains on him, stunning him up with that next assassin, and Shadow Fiend pretty fragile before the BKB, and the chase is immediately on. Timbersaw and Ember Spirit, they get a sniff of another target to go on, and they are immediately chasing. MoOz gives a killing spree off to Oscar. Tier 1 towers here for them. Roshan is being defended by all of this moves and all the noise they're making up in that top area of the map. MNZ's Ursa relegated just to farming dire jungle at this point.
Arcane mystery.
It's been such a good showing out from this NoPing side.
And he's going for Blink Daggers too on the Ursa. He's thinking about what item he could possibly buy that can help him fight.
Yeah,
they want to get
jumping?
some kind of a timing. I mean, it has to be the Keeper of the Light. Or the Ember Spirit. One of those two. Yeah. So one of the reasons why I don't like this Deathful Ember, it's just raw damage. Ember already has a lot of damage, he just wants to be able to stay alive so he can cast multiple spells.
Okay.
The more spells he casts, the more damage he deals. So buying Deathful doesn't really help him do that, but he's probably buying Deathful so he can give this Medusa a little bit of a damage amp or something of that sorts.
Slight Deathful plus the split shot, big damage. Because I would generally agree with you. I'm not fond of the Deso first item, especially on Ember Spirit, but I think with the Medusa, it definitely has that point of clarity where you realize, hang on a second.
I understand the thought process. I just prefer if you went like Yules, you're playing against Ursa, just Yules this guy when he's using the Enrage, and then he's useless. And it's also a really good item for you as an Ember.
Oh, MoOz. Cool. Spots that next coming up. Wastes out the Serpent
He's out of there.
Straight out there, yeah. Tell me, what's the difference in minus armor between Blightstone and Deso?
5.
4? Yeah, it's 4 difference. 6 on Deso, 2 on Blightstone.
Okay. Why did I think Deso was 7?
I think it used to be.
Last 7 seconds. Oh yeah, you're right.
Jumping onto mid Ember. I don't have the control for him just yet, and he remnants out. The rest of NoPing, they were in the pit. Thunder Predator splitting pretty wide. This team fight is completely gone. They can't stick around. They lose MoOz. Still chasing Ursa. He's invis, but he's under a sentry. Shadow Fiend being chakrammed. He gets the Yules and the Requiem off, but he dies in the process while the Ursa still being hunted. Gets a kill on Kotal before the jump down to low ground. Timbersaw and the Ember on top of MNZ, and they'll slow him down enough. No escape from us. Medusa's just gonna slowly right-click him down. Give it to the Medusa. No, Darkmago, don't steal it.
Last year +1, you're +2. They both were like, you know, a few hundred gold away from the BKBs. That's the worst feeling, Gary. When you're like 300 to 500 gold away from BKBs on your 2 cores and then you die like this. It's like, if you could have just waited out, got those BKBs, and then take those engagements, that would have looked completely different. Like, even the SF, he didn't get his Requiem off. So if he did though, he probably would have blew up that Timbersaw.
And top lane, Witch Doctor trying to shove out of the wave, keep the map as open as he can for his team as they respawn. Yeah, that was just a dying Requiem as he fell in that mid lane fight, right?
Got that Nether Shawl for the spell damage amp. Even through the hood of the Timber, I think he would have probably still died.
Yeah, it's a pretty big burst, but then again, Shadow Fiend now having to refill his souls back up to 20. And what's Medusa got right now? Skadi Manta, and MKB is like 1500 gold away.
So scary, dude. This is going to a Roshan pit though. This is a sneaky play. I like it. I like it.
Cool. Yeah, this will get them there.
Can pop this ulti if they come in here. Vision,
Hex up on Darkmago. Glimmer Cave comes. The Ravage onto the 2 cores. The Nyx also tapped in the back as a Stone Gaze catches out this Tidehunter, allowing Timbersaw to come in. Darkmago, he is dead. So is MoOz as the Shadow Fiend holds the high ground. You got to be scared of that Shadow Fiend from Fog. Nyx Assassin under a sentry tries to Vendetta away, but Leostyle, he's got the damage. As Ursa goes back in onto HFN. Medusa contending with the SFBKB quite easily, but a Yules Requiem could be a different story. The fear is there, but HFN already got the kill. They're stunned back onto the Ursa now in a 4 versus 1. Thunder Predator with nothing left on the tank. Yeah, he's got it, but it what? Try and TP away. He's fighting, he's battling, chasing the Medusa, slowed by the Skadi illusions, body blocked by the Nyx. And Ursa, he's gonna have to try and Earthshock low ground. Timbersaw with a chain down to the tier 2, hexed up under the tower, shackled as well. Ursa might get a kill off the back of this, and he does. Overextending by NoPing, giving Ursa something he really shouldn't have been able to grasp onto there.
That low counter shock was so nice there.
Really good. And now it looks like they've got to fall back because there's a lot of disables here for the Radiant team. Another kill, a double for MNZ.
Not prevail.
Yep. As long as they get rid of this Ember and I guess the Nyx early, it's gonna be really hard for Medusa to fight because the Shadow Shaman can lock you down for a long time.
Yeah, you need all those kiting abilities, the chains, the stuns.
Shaman definitely one of the better heroes against Medusa. Kind of like what Lion is good against Medusa too.
Multi-stuns, pretty damn good.
Also the mana drain. That mana drain is like huge DPS against Medusa because she's reliant on her mana to stay alive. That's pretty much her HP pool.
SF. Again, out on the map trying to get souls. And this is the first time in about 15 minutes that NoPing aren't 5 heroes collected up in one area. Medusa gets a bit of farm top and then recalled into mid lane. Now we've got 5 heroes again. And a DD root. Oh yes, here we go. On to Frank, Oscar, chasing the tide. Yules up from the Timbersaw. Timber just pummels into Frank. He's a real hard hero to contend with. And there's Frank down. Buyback is available, so if they try and go high ground,
Under attack.
you do have the ability to stand 5v5 around your tier 3s.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And MoOz
Middle
might just be
tower has
considering
fallen.
chucking the Serpent Wards down here because NoPing, they are going high ground, breaching the staircase onto the tier 3. Chakram doing a lot of damage to MoOz, hexing up the Nyx. He's Vendetta'd up. Shadow Shaman dies though to the chains. He doesn't have buyback, and they're going a bit deeper for the Witch Doctor, chipping away at him while focusing that tier 3.
Are fortified.
There doesn't seem to be anything stopping this tank.
Yeah, I mean, the moment the Shadow Shaman dies there as well, they don't have any of that disables. And the Tide could have technically bought out with his Ravage and punished the NoPing heroes diving in.
I just lose the lane of barracks though. They do jump the Timbersaw, but the cask not fast enough on that additional bounce. Timbersaw gets out of there just about. A melee rack 25 minutes in, yeah, absolutely free.
Yeah. They don't really have too much lane shoving, but I don't feel like they should have given up that racks nonetheless. They're probably thinking a lot about, okay, if Tidehunter buys back here, he won't get to his blink anymore. If he dies again, he's dead for too long. And they just made a decision to give that up, especially since MoOz died, got picked off on that high ground too. He's that big disabler for them.
True, true. And it's a real awkward period of the game with Roshan dying and Aegis being reclaimed so quickly. There's that gap where both teams are kind of thinking, hang on a second, what is our next objective? Where do we go? Tier 2s, barracks, what is it? So you have all those parameters kind of lining up, and Thunder Predator probably thinking into the future for the, you know, the Tide reasons you mentioned, and that Roshan potentially respawning in about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that pause kind of helped NoPing also think about like, okay, can we do this? Well, how are we gonna back? You know, like planning, if this guy buys back, we're gonna get out, that's fine. Just get the tier 3. If he doesn't buy back, we're gonna take the racks.
Bit of a tactical pause.
Is under attack.
Catapult wave bottom
Benefited them.
means that they're going high ground again. Shadow Fiend Witch Doctor up at top, not defending. Ursa doesn't look like he wants to get involved right away. Drop the tier 3 and maybe defend the barracks. But Nyx Assassin, he's TP'd up top. He might cancel Leostyle's TP. Shadow Fiend gets scanned out. Oh, Leo. Oh, be careful, buddy. They've jumped with a Ravage in that bottom lane, though. They're catching out Oscar. Shadow Fiend's still running across the map, but they've killed Darkmago immediately out. MNZ shreds him. Shadow Fiend, he's been cancelled out, I believe, because Nyx Assassin, he's come down bottom. SF can't join the fight, so they lose MoOz, and HFN up to high ground again. They buy back on the Ember Spirit. Frank returns, but with no Ravage, he can't really do much. A two-man stun catches the Ursa too. He blinked on top of it. The Requiem arrives, but it's not enough. DPS, HFN so tanky on the Medusa. They need the Ursa with the right clicks now. The BKB out of Medusa allows her to retreat. With the Glimmer Cape, the high ground push still coming though, as Darkmago's buyback might be a dieback if the cast bounces correctly, but he's found a way to retreat. A double for the Ursa, jumping the Nyx now. Another raise will clear him up.
That BKB just came out of nowhere. Last I clicked on Medusa, she did not have that. It was just an MKB hitting on the high ground. But yeah, they don't take the bottom racks. That was a really good fight from Thunder Predator, considering the Shadow Fiend was getting stalked by the Nyx the whole time. And Nyx did a really good job at canceling him out just long enough. Wasn't enough though.
It's a really nice ability to have the Nyx TP out Vendetta, stalk someone that's, you know, side pushing one of the lanes, and Kotl just brings him straight back into the fight.
Yeah, he healed him right before he got down there, so Shadow Fiend was delayed a little further. But once the Requiem came out with that BKB and the Medusa's getting pushed away, I feel like she just wanted to be able to get that BKB off before the Requiem. Guess she couldn't. Because if she does get the BKB off, that fight looks completely different.
Absolutely.
She will lose all her mana.
Thunder Predator, MNZ, he's jumped in with a basher going, but he's been destroyed. Oh my god.
Wow. Person.
Now the Witch Doctor left completely isolated. A free pick up there for the Beyond Godlike 12-0 HFN Medusa. And they were playing so far forward as Thunder Predator there. They were grouped up looking for that one target they could jump and blow up. But MNZ, without Enrage going, without popping his BKB, just deleted, yeah?
Yeah, one stun from Matthew, that's all they really needed. Medusa's damage is just way too high right now. She's got like 2 items on his Ursa.
Yeah, 8k net worth gap.
Radiant's bottom barracks
And round 2 on the bottom lane means another set of barracks claimed up by NoPing.
Radiant's bottom
They can't go top racks. Tier 2 is still there.
Radiant's
There's a lot of
middle
couriers
barracks are
sitting in the
under
pit scouting for Roshan though. Fast spawn is 10 seconds.
Radiant's
Be a
middle
little longer.
barracks has fallen.
Now, this feels like an ideal situation for the Dire team though. You're waiting for Roshan, you've killed bottom and mid lane. Take this Radiant triangle, farm up with your Medusa, push the top lane into tier 2, guard Roshan, and then you've got this Nyx doing the same job again, scouting and kind of backpedaling on the map to find anyone sneakily farming. But we do have the big combos for Thunder Predator. Ravage is ready. Requiem with max souls up on the Shadow Fiend. BKBs, pretty long duration still, 8 on the Ursa, 8 on the SF. And Roshan, what is it? 1.5 minutes until spawn time. The dance of death around the pit, Theban. The standoff of smokes. Who breaks the high ground? Who moves forward first? It's the Nyx Assassin with a Vendetta. Hexed and shackled. Ursa's in. Good little pick-off. Immediate buyback. Nyx needs to battle. Scardy Medusa slowing Ursa down. BKBs, but the Ravage comes in with a Requiem. Where is it? Leostyle channels it up. They're focusing the Medusa. HFN down to about half HP. Pops the DKB. Stands and fires, and the Manta comes out. Frank is low and about to be shredded by the Timbersaw. In the middle of it, MNZ, the Ursa tried to stand his ground, but it wasn't anywhere near enough. The Medusa's way too tanky, and Darkmago was able to double kill. This game seems over.
Wow, that snake that went out and he was getting jumped by the Tidehunter Ravage into the Requiem. I mean, they did a good job of not like using the Medusa because she could have lived. So they just went out the Ravage, but that snake came back, gave her like, what, 700 mana or something, and she just manned up with a BKB and killed all of them.
Yep. And here we go for the final lane of barracks. 36 to 22.
I'll be the first one to say this, Gary. I thought NoPing were just gonna be passive, you know, farm on this Medusa and just chill. But instead, HFN just got like a 13-minute Manta and just ran down lanes and just kept fighting and kept Thunder Predator down. You did not give any space whatsoever for this Ursa and Shadow Fiend to get to their items easily.
It literally was 13-minute group up 5-man around the Medusa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Start that ball rolling. Mega Creep's going to be coming soon. A DD has spawned top rune spawn there with Roshan now alive. So even if NoPing were feeling a little tentative of finishing out and closing this game out, they do have the backup plan.
Looks like Thunder Predator, they'll play this game out, you know, see if they get any chance. That they got the Ursa with the Battle Fury, Tidehunter, Anchor Smash. Shadow Fiend can easily kill these groups off too. Maybe hoping that NoPing will make some kind of a mistake.
And Shadow Shaman's Courier scouts out the Roshan. It doesn't look like they are leaving their base though.
Is it time? Aegis and Rapier? Let's go.
Does he have the money for it?
Listen, this Medusa has more money than you and I can both count.
There was a Daedalus on her as well, jeez. Treads and Wraith Band in the backpack.
Only way you could possibly lose this game is if the Medusa just buys a Rapier and gives it to Radiant, so let's not do it.
Even then it's not guaranteed. Even then it's a pretty steep slope to climb.
It's a step towards the direction of seeing Thunder Predator win, so we're not going to buy Rapier on Medusa, that's for sure.
They're just going to go for tier 4s. Wrap around, not working out for the Ursa and the Shadow Shaman. Yet again, the Nyx Assassin Vendetted up, scouted them out. 420 move speed on the Nyx. Too speedy to catch. Blazing his way across from that bot lane back into mid, guarding up the Timbersaw. And HFN with Lotus Orb, frontlining on tier 4s. You need something snappy and decisive to defend your base up against this, because that's what NoPing have been so far. Snappy and decisive. From 30 minutes in, they've just been making moves, finding the plays they need. Ursa still behind enemy lines, straight down to half HP. A Crystallis Desolator working out wonders there for Darkmago. MNZ, where's he going? Where's he going? There's a Shackles. They're trying to focus Medusa, draw the rest of the enemies away with the Ursa Warrior. HFN's tanked by the Maledict. Ursa, he has managed to get away from them, but they've lost MJZ and they forced the BKB and the death of Shadow Fiend. Buys back, but now half souls, and MNZ, he just can't. He just can't do anything. There's a Ravage ready. Frank doesn't even bother popping it because they're beyond godlike, unkillable, absolute demon of a Medusa. 16-0-12. HFN, what a godly standard.
All right. I mean, this. I hate to say it, Gary, but HFN